Amandine Buchard certainly gave the Parisian home crowd plenty to scream about in an impressive series of victories in the 52 kilo class. Here's her Yoko Otoshi, big win in the semi-finals against Ai Shishime. Here's a fantastic kata-guruma, and we'll see another one from her opening match. We'll have a look at the final between Krasniqi and Buchard later in this video. Let's have a look at Krasniqi's Ashi-waza. So which of the uchi-matas do you think was best? This one? I've got a slow-mo coming up from a different angle. So which uchi-mata was best? Was it Krasniqi's or was it Ai Shishime's?
Par contre, la brésilienne elle repasse tout le temps la jambe, c'est bien. Elle ne laisse pas cliquer, sauf là.
Big uchi-mata ippon. Or how about Neto's uchi-mata? Gneto certainly wasn't classical uchi-mata, but was able to hold it for a pin. Not the most impressive hold down. I think I'm going to go with Krasniqi's uchi-mata as my pick, but let me know what you think in the comments. So here is Gneto once again in the bronze medal match. She was beaten by Kocher of Switzerland with the yoko-sankaku-jime. So she gets the turnover, does a good job of twisting her opponent's leg to make bridging extremely difficult, and eventually Gneto submits. Here's a bit of action from Chelsie Giles and Ai Shishime in the other 52 kilo bronze medal match. There was a knee strike to the face, accidental. Did do a video a week or two ago about judokas using their legs to strike in newaza in MMA matches. Perhaps Chelsie Giles could have a future career if she decides to drop out of judo after the Paris Olympics. So Chelsie Giles does have some good newaza highlights, which you'll see later in this video, but she just does seem to struggle when she's up against the very elite tachiwaza players like Ai Shishime, Krasniqi, Buchard. So here's the gyaku-sankaku-jime of Chelsie Giles against Buchard of Mongolia. Buchard wasn't able to separate the legs, ended up submitting. This was a repechage bout after Giles' loss to Krasniqi. Now here's a look at the final. So this was a matchup between Buchard, the Tokyo Olympic silver medalist at 52 kilos, and Krasniqi, the 48 kilo gold medalist. So Krasniqi's been at the 52 kilo class in the past, was always world class at that weight, went down to 48, won Olympic gold. It's looking somewhat unlikely that she's going to be able to repeat that. Buchard and Utarabe still looking like heavy favorites. Now, two wonderful Juji-gatames off of Tomoe from this Polish judoka. Szymanska. This one was certainly the most painful of the submissions of the weekend. Now she did try to go to the Tomoe attack in her semi-final matchup with Japan's Nami Nabekura, but it ended up with a display of
Donc on va voir la suite.
relentless guard
C'est aussi
passing.
le golden score.
She did do a good job to recover her guard a number of times, just as it looked like Osai-komi was about to be called. But Nami Nabekura was able to find a way to keep getting past those legs
La fausse piste sur le
and
décalage
establish
le uchi.
Osai-komi for the final ippon. This is from the women's 63 kilo class. Nami Nabekura was the gold medal winner. We'll see some more clips from her later on in this video.
Tournoi, il sort en stage.
Another Polish girl that was strong with Juji-gatame was Chelsie. This was in the 52 kilo class.
Alors ça, c'était jeune.
Looks like she was looking for an okuri-eri-jime but lost the grip.
S'il avait fallu se prononcer
So I
un
was
petit
able
peu
to
sur
transition
le
to
niveau qu'il allait atteindre,
Juji-gatame.
je ne suis pas certain que je...
Chelsie did give Buchard a very tough
le fait de
match
le retrouver
in their
là,
quarterfinal. We'll have a look at that later in this video.
Et qui fait se gratter un peu
First,
la tête
here's
au géorgien qui n'arrive pas à trouver
a
la solution.
yoko-sankaku escape.
Faire tomber.
Ouais.
Not really
On
sure
voit qu'il est un
why
peu au-dessus sur les saisies, sur les
throw wasn't
opportunités, mais
called
pour
there.
le moment, il
Looked
n'arrive
like
pas.
she threw herself.
Par contre, là, cette main-là,
First, she was able to separate the legs of Chelsie Giles. Giles was eventually able to lock Sankaku, but
he
wasn't flat on the back, so she was able to use her far leg to kick Giles's armpit and turn out and escape the hold down. However, Chelsie Giles, not one to be stopped in newaza, came back with a sumi-gaeshi to Juji-gatame after Munhoz's Sode attempt. Here's an ude-gatame attempt. The opponent this time scrambles back to tachi-waza, gets caught with sumi-gaeshi. Nami Nabekura already had one waza-ari on the board, so that was an awasete ippon. Here is that first waza-ari. Nice harai-makikomi. Almost landed
Non, c'est pas loin sur la séquence d'attaque.
to like a kamishiho-gatame, but the opponent was able to trap the leg. So this was a fun match. Yvin of France versus Belkadi of Algeria. Just a moment ago, Belkadi went one waza-ari down, came back with a nice sumi-gaeshi, and there it is, Kosodo-gari to finish the match.
Par contre, ils ont
Here's another one, which went right down to the wire. Who's going to get the throw? Bit of a surprise there. Jung coming out on top with that one. Here's the punch of the tournament. So you are allowed to take the hand to the face if you've got a fistful of judo-gi. So unlikely looking ouchi-gari, followed up with Osai-komi pin. Now here is an okuri-eri-jime. This is Gemma Howell. She brought it to the ground with Kosodo-gari. Got the hand in from behind, then moved into the okuri-eri-jime position. If you're familiar with BJJ, you'd know this one as bow and arrow choke. The best turnovers were by Masako Doi in the 63 kilo class. It's always the same turnover. It's basically like a tawara gaeshi. Basically sitting back on the opponent's head and looking to isolate one arm, which you can tie up using the opponent's belt or judo-gi. She did this again and again, and she ended up getting through to the final and lost to Nami Nabekura. Here is a Juji-gatame from Den Berg. So tried to counter with a type of uchi-mata skash, but couldn't get it. I was able to collect the arm. Next we'll see Den Berg take on Masako Doi. Masako Doi is basically the girl who is able to beat the other girls that are beating the other girls with newaza. So same turnover as before, basically sitting on the head or pulling on the belt, looking to isolate the arm. This time she got stuck in half guard but was able to pummel that leg out. Move into the hold down for the pin. You can see the coach in the background's in a bad mood.
Après Cilia, eux leur travail c'est de...
Lucy Renshaw here with a submission win. It's unclear from this angle whether she used an ude-gatame to get the submission or whether her opponent was simply in an uncomfortable osai-komi and wanted to end the match a little early. Here's Masako Doi versus Lucy Renshaw. Basically, this match was the top newaza player at 63 kilos for Japan versus the top non-Japanese newaza player at 63 kilos. I believe Renshaw was the #1 seed for this tournament, so I'm sure she was pretty disappointed when she saw the draw and saw that she'd be up against Masako Doi in the quarterfinal. Doi had beaten Lucy Renshaw 2 times before in the past. But Renshaw really took it to her in this section of the match. Able to lock in Sankaku. Wasn't able to get the turn, but clearly did some damage to Masako Doi's neck and upper back, as you'll see after mate is called.
Voilà, contrôle l'épaule de la gauchère, mais ouais, super ça. Ça c'était très bien fait.
Hard twisting against Doi's neck and upper back.
C'était très bien.
Here's something you don't see very often.
C'est une des solutions justement quand on n'a que sa main droite de poser.
Newaza section of the bout. Really taking their time to get back to their feet, needing to be told by the ref to get up. This was the longest match, I believe, of the weekend. It went more than 11 minutes. Doi trying again with the turnover, this time looking for a yoko-sankaku variation, but lost control, and as it was in the safety area, mate was called quickly. But now, 11 minutes into the golden score period, Lucy Renshaw's a long way from the safety area. So Doi was finally able to get this into newaza. This was a fairly awkward matchup. Renshaw really didn't want to take many risks standing. Doi doesn't really have the tachi-waza to get things to the ground. She's going to really need to work on her defense against cross overhand Georgian style grip. She's going to be a big force in this division. In this case, she was able to win by osai-komi. The Japanese coach was so confident in Doi's ability from here that she stops watching the match and just starts making some notes. So here's another tachi-waza clip after all that newaza. Now, this is the match I was talking about earlier. Kocher was very aggressive against Buchard. Shishime and Krasniqi were not nearly as aggressive in going after Buchard with newaza. So here she's looking to separate Buchard's arm from her body. She ends up going for the arm, but Buchard was able to slide the elbow out. Here, once more, she got aggressive with Buchard again, and I think she had a good chance to get to osai-komi if she'd switched away from the arm into osai-komi here. I think she would have had a shot at getting kami-shiho-gatame. She stuck with the arm, and Buchard was able to get back to standing position. Nice kosoto-gari attempt by Buchard there. Looks like Kaleta's looking for the sumi-gaeshi. The Tel Aviv Grand Slam is coming up next weekend, so I'll do another video showing highlights from the women's competition and also the men's competition. So that'll probably be out in a week and a half or so. So here's the first waza-ari that Buchard hit. Looked either like a kosodogari or sumi-otoshi, as Kaleta was attempting to hit sumi-gaeshi. And here is Buchard's pin win. Earlier in the video you would have seen two kata-gurumas. Used one of them to get waza-ari against this opponent, and the other one was a big ippon she used to finish off Kaleta after taking a lead with that waza-ari.